Hi guys, welcome back, and if you're new, welcome. Now today's video, I thought I would do a customer horror stories. Before I started working in my current job in an office, I worked about three and a half years of retail, right? And 2 and a bit of those were in a cafe. I started off as a cafe assistant, then I went up to supervisor, then I went up to assistant manager. So you can imagine being management, you get to deal with all the complaints. Loved it. So I thought today I would share a couple that I thought off the top of my head. I've got loads of stories, so I can definitely make quite a few of these videos on it if you guys like it. Without further ado, let's get into the video. So the first story was when I was an assistant manager. So it wasn't actually my problem and I was running the shift that day. It was my problem. Okay, so you can imagine it's a Sunday, right? I was trialling a girl I never knew was trialling. I got a text from my manager saying, oh yeah, there's a girl coming in. We'll call her Libby. So yeah, we had a girl come in, Libby. I got a text from my manager like, oh yeah, can you trial this girl today? And I'm like, thanks for the notice. That was a regular occurrence, to be honest, just things dumped on me last minute, but you know. This girl comes in and I'm trialling her, not gonna lie, she weren't doing that great. She would move things like this. Imagine this as a plate, right? She would just pick it up. She'd pick up the plate and go. And that's how she was placing them, so I was like, right. So as you can tell, my day isn't great. There's also a new woman who's been here for a week. We'll name her Jane. Okay, so Jane's there, like, you know, been there a week, trying her hardest, bless her. She's not the youngest of ladies, but she's giving it a go. She's doing really well. She's multitasking, you know. And then I'm on the coffee machine. So I'm making coffee because it's getting quite busy. And I was the fastest barista a day. So I'm like whipping out coffees, you know. And we didn't have one of those fancy Starbucks ones where you just press a button and it does it for you. I don't know what Starbucks are like in other countries, but here in the UK, I trialled at a Starbucks and just pressed a button and it did it for you. The milk was timed. Where I worked, I had to grind the coffee myself, clean out the handle, put fresh coffee in, stamp it, put it in the machine, press the right button for the right amount of shots. It was a lot harder, you know, a lot harder. So anyway, this blonde woman, we'll call her Karen because she fucking looked like one. Was very precise, like, I want this, I want this, and I want this, and I want a flat white. So I was just like, she looks like a Karen from the get-go. Okay, so this was Jane's customer. So she orders a bunch of shit, some panini, some food. Now the panini's the problem. She had a bacon and brie panini and she asked me, I've made her drinks and I said, are you waiting on anything else? And she said, yeah, my panini. Is it in? And I was like, I'm sure it's in. I'll bring it over to you when it's done. And she said, okay. So she went and sat down. 5 minutes had passed, no panini. My husband comes up, where's my wife's panini? And I'm like, looking over at Jane like, where's her panini? And I understand she'd been there for a week. She was getting a bit flustered and overwhelmed. But I always told the staff, if you get flustered and overwhelmed, tell me. If you need help, tell me. I'm here to help. You know, I'd worked there like quite a while, so I could multitask and juggle things left, right and centre. So it didn't bother me. I got stressed sometimes, you know. It happens. It's retail, it's food, it's cafe, it's a coffee shop. Things like that happen. Anyway, she got flustered, right? She forgot about this woman's panini. So I'm a believer as management, if you make a mistake, you fix it. Unless it gets really out of control, I'm not fixing it. Unless they start kicking off and threatening and wanting their refund and this, that and the other, that's when I step in. But I am sole believer of just because I am management doesn't mean I have to tell somebody you fucked their order up. You fucked it up, you tell them you fucked it up. Okay, like I said, if it gets extremely out of control, that's when I tell them, come to me, then I deal with it. So I've said to Jane, you're gonna have to go over and tell her that you've forgotten to put it in. If she kicks off, tell me, I'll take over. She trots over, tells her, I can hear some bitching going on. She comes back and Jane's like, she's really mad, she wants to speak to the manager. This is the part of management I hate it. Can I speak with the manager? And then I'd rock up, you know, 19-year-old assistant manager And they're looking at me like, who sent this child? I asked for a manager. Bitch, I am the fucking manager today. I'm the assistant manager. I may be a teenager, but I am the assistant manager. So this woman's looking at me like, why have you sent this child to me? So I walked over, she went, I asked for the manager. I went, I'm the assistant manager and I am in charge today. What's the problem? I told you that they didn't put my panini in and you didn't acknowledge it and everybody heard that. I said I had a panini yet nobody did anything about it. Okay. Firstly, by the way, what I'm saying is exactly what I said to this customer. I went, okay. Firstly, the person who served you, it's their order, their responsibility. Everybody else will not listen and won't deal with it because they've got their own to deal with. Okay, so it's the person who served you. Nobody else is going to get involved with your order. Secondly, I said, I really do apologise for what's happened. I said, I will rectify it for you. Who was it that served you? Well, I don't know, do I? I was standing at the coffee machine. It's not like your husband fucking did it for you. You ordered your own shit with Jane. I fucking saw you. Now, I was busy, so I didn't actually know it was her order, like it was Jane's order, until I found out. So just think at this point, I literally had no idea who served her. And I said, I'm really sorry, it was most likely my trainee. No, it wasn't your trainee. How do you know it's not the trainee if you don't know who served you? It turns out it was the trainee because Jane's a trainee. It weren't the fucking girl, Libby, because I was trialing her. She wasn't a trainee, she was a trial. Okay, you get me? You staying with me? So I found out who it was and I said to the woman, it was Jane. She is a trainee. I do apologise. It does take time for the employees to get the grip of the job. It's a very high multitasking job. I do apologise again. I said, I've put you a fresh panini in. I do apologise for the delay. Would you like to sit in or take it out? Well, I want to sit in and eat it, don't I? I want to sit in and eat it, don't I? All right, Karen. And she went, I want a refund and my panini. No, sorry, not with that attitude, love. Didn't say that to him, I thought it, you know. I'm thinking, with that attitude, love, you ain't getting a fucking refund. And I said to her, I understand you're not happy with the service, but due to it being a trainee serving you, you need to understand that mistakes are made. So unfortunately, I can't refund you and you have your panini. It's one or the other. And her exact words were, just get my panini and get it quickly. Okay. I can't speed up the process, and I literally said, I'll bring it over as soon as it's done, but at the minute it's not cooked. So I'm thinking, unless you want me to fucking blowtorch your food to cook it quicker, you ain't getting your fucking panini any sooner than as long as it takes to cook, okay? Yeah, because this woman was fucking heated, yeah, I've took her food over to her, like, because she's like, there's like flames coming out of her fucking hair. I've taken her food over to her, verbally abused the shit out of me. Speak to one of my staff like that, I ain't having it. I've taken her panini over and I literally, pretend this is the plate, okay, I went, there's your panini. Surprised she didn't kick off. Walks out, I'm not coming in here again. Good, I don't want you to. Costa's down the road, I'll fucking direct you if you want, love. That was rude panini lady, probably a Karen. But yeah, side note, like, if an order fucks up, don't be a Karen about it. Like, especially when there's new people, especially when there's like 5 new people. That's a bit of an exaggeration, but at my place, like, the turnover was so high, it was ridiculous. So when there's like new people and you're trialing people and you can clearly see that somebody is new, just fucking bear with them. If there's a problem, just come up and be like, I've ordered this but it hasn't come. Just be fucking patient, please. Don't be a Karen. Okay, so the next story is bitch with the Michael Kors bag. Our toilet is customers only. So the town centre that I worked in had some toilets literally right by the cafe that I worked. But because they've revamped the whole place, they actually closed those toilets off. So the next ones were on the other side of the town centre. It's not a massive town centre, but when you're Boston, it's a bit far. Again, our toilets were for customers only. If somebody came in and asked me really politely, do you mind if I use your toilet? I'm like, that's absolutely fine. I don't mind. Like, I've had people like, can my son use your toilet? He's really desperate. I'm like, yeah, go for it. Like, there's only one toilet, there might be somebody in there, but that's fine. If they asked me nicely, they could use it. I really didn't mind. I understand that people need a wee really bad. What I didn't like is when people just walked in and didn't buy anything and used our toilet, and I'm like, bitch, the toilet's not for you. Just use your words. Just fucking ask me. I don't mind. Just ask. Okay. So these two girls walk in, you know, straight to the toilet. There's a customer in there. So I'm like, okay. So I've walked over and I'm like, excuse me ladies. I was like, our toilet is for customers only, just to let you know. And she went, well, I was going to buy something afterwards, but now I'm not going to. And I went, that's fine. If you want to purchase something afterwards, you can do. You can use the toilet first. That's absolutely fine. I don't mind, just checking. Okay. Yep, so I'm serving my customer, you know, doing my thing, putting toasters in, cutting them up. Also, if you can hear rustling in the background, my cat Jasmine's found her toy and she's just having a little play. So my other colleague, I'm not going to say her name, I'm going to think of her name for Claire. Okay, so my colleague Claire, she's overheard the woman who's just been really bitchy to me say, shit, I need to buy something now. No, you weren't buying anything. Like I said before, just ask me. If you just come up and say, do you mind if we use your toilet? Yeah. So she's come up to the till and she's like, to my colleague Claire, she was really rude to me. And I turned around and went, who, me? And she said, yeah, you. She went, you was really rude to me. And I went, I said, actually, you was really rude to me. I said, I was calm as possible. I said, I was just letting you know that our toilets are for customers only. My colleague has just informed me that she overheard you say that you need to buy something now. I'm just enforcing the rules that are in place. There are public toilets around the place, or you can just ask really nicely and we don't mind letting you use the toilet. So I said my speech. Her exact words were, what did you expect me to do? Leave my really expensive Michael Kors bag on the table while I went to the toilet? So she's saying like, because I said like, you can just put your bags down to indicate that you're like going to, and then I wanted to approach you and she's like, you really think I was going to leave my really expensive Michael Kors bag on the table for anybody to take? Those were her exact words. I'm just like, bitch, are you kidding me? At this point I was just like, look, I'm just enforcing the rules. It's toilets for customers only. Because you used it, you do need to purchase something. So I've turned around and I'm getting on with my order, you know, because again, it's getting busy. It's like lunchtime. We're a busy cafe, especially at lunchtime. So this fucking bitchy Michael Kors bag woman said to my colleague, she went, are you in charge? I want to speak to a manager. And my colleague went, actually, it's Chloe over there. She's the assistant manager. She's in charge today. And her face dropped. And I'm like, yes, bitch, I'm fucking in charge today. Got anything to say? Say it to me fucking face. So she's like, I'm going to customer services about Jim. And I went, okay, my name's Chloe. You can go to customer services, that's absolutely fine. And then she said, what's the store number? And my colleague literally said, my colleague went, just Google it. A little bit unprofessional of me, but this girl was full on bit. And then she brought a can. This was the best part. Like, okay, we were overpriced to fuck. A can of Coke was £1.90 for a can of Coke. So she's obviously thought, well, I'll just get a can of Coke, it's the cheapest thing. So she went, I'll just take a can of Coke then. And my colleague went, it's £1.90 please. And she went, £1.90 for a can of Coke? And I so wanted to turn around like, wow, I'm sure you can afford it since you could afford your very expensive Michael Kors bag. Anyway, yeah, so she went out and she went, I'm calling when the manager's in and I'm complaining about you. So the next day, the manager came in and I told her about it. She laughed and she was like, I don't care. She went, if she phones, I'll just tell her to piss off. So that's Michael Kors bag bit. Those aren't my customer horror stories. Again, I've got shitloads of these. If you want another video, if you want a part 2, give it a like so I know you like it, and I will do a part 2. Check out the rest of my channel. I've got loads of other videos on there, and thank you for watching, and bye.